Hey everybody, it's Robin with Stampin' Hood. Happy Monday. I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend and you survived the heat. Oh my goodness, and the heat's going on now, right? So I'm just going to hang here for a second, make sure you can see what I'm seeing. Let's see, hold on one sec. Shout on out if you are out there. Oh, it looks like I'm really crooked, huh? Let's see. Let me see if I can make me less crooked. My mat's straight. We'll do that. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Glenda. I see you out there. Hey, Kathy. All right, give me a sec. Is that better? Not so crooked. Okay. Hi, guys. Okay, real quick, it's the last part of, hey Jackie, it's the last week for the Designer Series paper sale. So I just wanted to remind you about that. And we're going to use some Designer Series paper tonight. I had to move my coffee in a card. Usually it's the last Saturday of the month, but it was just this past Saturday because I will not be in town this coming Saturday when I would normally have it. So I didn't do my Facebook Live with it on Saturday because I got a little distracted and I forgot that I should be doing that. So I'm going to do that today for those of you that did not come to the coffee and a card. Pretty simple cards. I'll make them for you, show them to you. And then we're also going to make cards like this tonight to show you how to use up some more of that Designer Series paper that I know you have sitting and hoarding. And, it's so beautiful to be able to use pieces of it, right? We need to use our pieces of it instead of hoarding. So we're going to do that. First, though, let me show you a few of the classes coming up that I would love for you to come to. And if you can't come to them, remember, all my classes are also available online if you can't come to it. If you can't pick up the supplies, I can ship them to you for an extra $3.50. So if you want to do them, let me know. So hold on, I gotta scoot across the room here. So the first class coming up, well, I shouldn't say the first, I should say one of the classes, and these are all on my Facebook, Robin Stampin' Hood, the business page, so you can see where they are, what day they are, and how much they cost. And to hold your spot, you do have to pay for it ahead of time because I spend time cutting and all that fun kind of stuff and the buying of the supplies. So even if you hit that you're going, if I don't get payment, I'm not holding that spot until the payment gets received, just so you know. So it just helps to keep, I have people say, oh, hold me that spot, and then they forget about it. And so it just, once you pay, your spot is held. My events that are in person are limited to 12. My online, if you're going to do it online, there's no limit. But I do need to know that by at least 2 weeks before the class. So I have enough to cut for you and get that to you if you're distant from me. I know some of you guys pick it up from my house, and then I send you a link to the YouTube video that I do. Okay, so one of the classes, I showed you this before, is the Tricks or Treats. So you're going to make this cute little, it's a little tombstone. Can you see that? And then you pull it open and you can have your little candy in there. Isn't that cute? Yes, it is. And then, so that's the treats. And then this is the trick. This is called a magic card. And, oh, look at it, colors. Is that fun or what? So that's the trick. Tricks or treats. And then, of course, you have to do one card. And I didn't make it quite a Halloween card. Like, you could use this to send to a younger person if it was their birthday or just a thinking about you. You put a smile on my face. So there you go. So this is September 25th, I believe, $25. So that's one of the classes that is out there. I've finally been able to get some of my planning done, which is great. So I have 4 Stamp-A-Stacks coming up. Christmas Stamp-A-Stacks. I've added one this an additional month. So you'll make 12 cards. There are 3 designs of 4. So you'll make 12 of those with the envelopes. And so if you take all 4 classes, by the end of that, you'll have 48 cards by November to send to whoever your little heart desires. So the first Stamp-A-Stack, we're going to be using the Penguin, what's it called? Penguin Place, I believe. So here are 2 of the cards that you'll be making. So again, you'll make 3, and 4 times on each of them. So these are 2 samples. I don't know, can you see? I love those penguins. Look at, and that's the black glitter paper. That will be in the new mini catalog coming up. You know, it's kind of hard to see in the video, but they are shimmering and shining. So that is one card. Here is another card you'll be making with the penguins. Fun, right? And this paper, this is paper he's just cut out. This paper is what you can, one of the things you can get for free during celebration. So this paper behind here, and then the little penguins, and this paper, and this paper. Yeah, that's a free thing for celebration starting next month. So excited. So this is the first Stamp-A-Stack. Again, there's a 3rd card that's going to be more of a surprise when you get here, but it will be part of this penguin set. And the reason I've started doing that is because of the online classes. So I can't stamp anything for you on the online things. I can only punch things out. So like this will be cut out for you. The paper will be cut out for you, but like I won't be able to stamp that or stamp that. So you then can buy just that suite or that bundle for that class. So then you're not, I used to do my Stamp-A-Stacks where I use different stamp sets for every card. And then when COVID hit, I realized that was just too much for people to have to worry about buying so many stamp sets. So each class focuses on a bundle. And so the first bundle will be the Penguin Place. So that's coming up in August. So this one, if you want this, you do need to get me your class fee as soon as you can, because that's the first one in August. And then the second one in September is using this bundle. I think it's called Peaceful Deer, it's called. And it's a punch, exciting, and stamp set. And this is paper, that you can get during celebration. So I thought we should use celebration stuff as well. So August and September. So again, these are 2 of the cards we'll be making. The 3rd one will be a surprise when you get here, but it will be part of this bundle. And the new thing I'm doing this year is if you bring a friend to any of my Stamp-A-Stacks that you've never stamped with before, you'll get to make another card. And your friend will too. It won't be 4 of that card, but it'll be one of those cards, and it'll be a more special card. It will be a little bit more complicated. That way you will go home with something a little more involved, if you will. The card for this, I haven't quite got it where I want it to be. It'll be a little bit more than this. Let me take it out of its package here. I'll show you. But it'll be along these lines where you're using this paper. This paper is a glitter paper that you can get during celebration, but it'll be a little bit more involved than some of these. So it'll be along these lines. It won't be this card, but we'll be using that fun little deer. So that's new this year. Okay, so that's the first 2 Stamp-A-Stacks. I'm still working on my other Stamp-A-Stacks. I have concepts, but not all my cards yet. But please get out to my site and take a look. And if you wanted to do any of those classes, again, your payment holds your spot. So I hope I get to see some of you guys now that things are getting a little bit better, I think, right? Okay, here we go. Hey, Penny. Hi, Sue. Okay, here we go. I'm going to show you real quick. So for those of you that came to Coffee and a Card, I know this will be a repeat for you, but we'll do it real quick. Again, I wanted to showcase some of the designer series paper that will be done being on sale on August 2nd. Excuse me. Beauty of the Earth, Bloom Where You're Planted, Hand Penned, Pansy Petals, In the Wild, and Good Taste, which again, if you don't have that, this is a really good neutral masculine stack to have. That one is a bigger stack because I think you get like 48 pieces in it, if I remember right. So this is $17.85, but all the other ones are $9.78 because I think this one's like originally like 20 something. Sweet Symmetry, Tidings of Christmas, and You're a Peach. So if you like any of those, you know what? Get a couple packs because for $9.78, it's less than $1 a sheet. It's a good deal. So, okay. So one of the cards we did for Coffee and a Card, of course, I use the thick Whisper White as my base. And I always pre-score this thick white because if I try to just to do it with the bone folder, it looks horrendous. It doesn't look like, it looks like a second grader tried to fold the card. So then you want to take your bone folder, of course, and give it a nice little rub to get that to really have a good, beautiful fold for yourself. So of course this is the Pansy Petals, and you can see there's both sides, you know, and it's so pretty. Again, I wanted to showcase, you don't always have to stamp. If you just use this great paper that we always are hoarding and afraid to use because we might need it someday, and then we never use it even when that day comes. So here's the background piece. And then we're just going to take another piece, a smaller piece. I think this is 4x3. Yep, 4x3. And this is just the normal 5 1/4 by 4. So this is 4x3. And we're going to layer it on top. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? Put a little toward the corners there. Are you guys melting? Oh my gosh. I'm so thankful for air conditioning. Okay. And then I'm just going to take a piece of scrap paper and make sure nothing falls to the floor. We might be hearing a crash any moment here. And from the Pansy set, so it's Pansy Patch, I wanted to just use, you know, what they have for the words. So this one is The Little Things You Do Makes Such a Big Difference. So this is Calypso Coral. Did I get that on crooked? Sometimes I think I got it on straight, and then other times I go, whoa, what was I sleeping when I did that? Excuse me, I gotta get my little pad. And of course, most times when you're using photopolymer, you really should have your piercing pad underneath to help give it a nice, good image, a crisp image. They're $5. Just get yourself one if you don't have it. If you've lost yours, get another one. They're $5. Or if you're like some of my customers, you have multiples, more than 2. You know who you are. Okay, so I'm just going to punch this out. Beautiful. Now, if you wanted to, you could take a sponge dauber, and because it's so stark, if you wanted to make it a little less stark, take your sponge dauber, and you're just going to... We did not do this at Coffee and a Card, so I know they're going, hey, we didn't do that. I know. You know. Change things up a little bit. And then I'm going to take some polished pink, because that's the pink that is in there. So this is one of the new in colors, if you didn't know. And I'm just going to kind of create a little bit of a, I don't know, what do you call these? I don't know. The kind of ribbon this is. Okay, my glue dots. Oh, here they are. Like, I know I just had my glue dots. What had happened to them? So we are going to Boston this weekend. I have never been. Does anybody have any amazing thoughts and ideas on what we should do there? course, I'm married to a history geek, right? So we'll be doing the Freedom Trail. He says we're going to meander, but what do you think that means? I'm not really sure. So I'm just going to kind of stick that behind, and I'm going to use my dimensionals. Oops. Take a few dimensionals. I can't wait to try lobster rolls. I've never had one. I told him I'm only eating lobster and crab. Do you think that's doable? I'm just going to trim this up a little bit with my ribbon scissors. So anybody gone to Boston before? Michelle, I think you told me you have. Okay, and so easy peasy. There you have just a really simple card that's crooked. Let me see if I can move it. There we go. Now it's even more crooked. Gosh, you guys. All right, and I've just ruined it. No, I think we're okay. So there you go. Easy card. You're showcasing your designer series paper, right? Okay, next card is also super, super easy. And it's using the peach paper. No, this is not peach, but the peach paper. Let me redo this here. Don't mind me. Okay, so this is the peach paper, but I'm using that side. I thought it was so pretty, and we haven't used that side, so I thought it was important that we do. So I'm gonna get this out of the way real quick. Hold on, I dropped something. Okay, so the paper. Ooh, legal seafood. Okay. Is that near the water, or what? Do you remember what part of Boston that is? Okay. So, what you're going to do, of course, is fold your card, and this is not scored because it's not the thick white. That looks like not very nice if you don't give it a score line. So what I'm going to do is just use, so this is Balmy Blue, and that is Pear Pizzazz. And again, I'm just kind of showcasing this other side of the paper. I think we forget sometimes that the paper has two sides. And I do like stripes on my paper, like for backgrounds and stuff. But when I flipped the stripes over, I was like, oh, that's really pretty. So we're going to use that side. Again, showcasing, right? Okay. So that's your base. And then this is a new stamp set that's in the annual catalog, which I have fallen in love with because it's bold. It's called Biggest Wish. And we're going to do the birthday. And again, we need our little pad to stamp with first. So I'm first going to stamp the birthday in Balmy Blue. And I'm going to stamp a little off to the side because we're going to add some ribbon. I'm stamping a little up and off to the side. And again, the pad, because it's photopolymer, right? And then I'm going to come back with the smaller stamp with the Mossy Meadow, because that's the stems on there is Mossy Meadow. Or it could be the Pear Pizzazz, the lighter parts of it, but I liked the darker part. And don't stamp upside down. And I'm actually going to have the H a little bit off, because I felt like when I did it with it right on top, it wasn't as noticeable the happy. So I'm going to do that so your eye is kind of drawn to the, oh, there's a happy there, right? Okay. And then let's do our ribbon. And I know you guys have seen this before, but I realized on Saturday when the gals were here that not everybody has seen this little trick. So I thought, oh, this is one of the reasons I thought, oh, I'll do this for Maker Monday along with another card. So I buy, you know, white ribbon quite a bit. And I know sometimes you're disappointed, you know, that, hey, that ribbon, I can't find a ribbon in that color, right? Well, I know most of you are starting to buy the blends, which I love, because what do you do with the blends? Not only do you color with them, but you can color your rhinestones and the color will not come off. Unlike the regular markers, your color will just, you know, you rub your thumb across it and the color comes right off. With the blends, because they're alcohol markers, that's not going to happen with the rhinestones. So that's what I use a lot for my rhinestones. Well, you can do the same thing with your ribbon. And I know most of you have seen this before, but I thought it was worth repeating. So there's no balmy blue ribbon that we sell. So I thought, well, I want balmy blue. So I'm just coloring, and I'm doing it off the side of the brush end. You don't want to, you know, mash your tip down. So I'm just doing it off the side. And the ribbon will get stiff when it dries, and that's fine. Doesn't matter. So I probably have way too much ribbon, but that's okay. So then I'm going to go back to my paper then and wrap her around. Give it a little trim. Like I said, I probably did a little too big. And I probably have it too far over there, but that's okay too, right? It's handmade, right? Right. Okay, and then I'm just going to take my dimensionals and pop her up. And don't be afraid to use them. Put them in the middle on a piece this big. You don't want it collapsing on you, because you'll just look like a bad crafter. Once that person gets it and sitting on their mantle and it starts collapsing in, they'll go, okay. All right, and then I'm just going to layer it across the top, and there you go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, right? So another way to use the designer series paper. Okay, so that's what we did on Saturday at Coffee and a Card. So let me show you one other way. Let's get some of this stuff out of the way. I have like 2 inches of room here because I'm all mashed up. So I'm going to show you another way to use paper. All right. So this is the Sweet Symmetry paper, one side and the other. And let me get my sample so you can see exactly what we're going to do. This is so easy. And this is a good way to use up scraps as well. Let me get this out of the way. I'll show you real quick. Excuse me. So here's some different samples that I did using the paper that's on sale. So this is the Tidings and Trimmings, or Trimmings and Tidings paper, along with the matching stamp set. And then this is the Pansy paper. So you can see just little ideas to use up that paper, showcase that paper. And this is good for if you have a scrap that's, I think it's 5 by 3 3/4. So if you have a piece left that's 5 by 3 3/4, this is a good way to use it up. I'm actually going to use 2 pieces. You really only need 1, but I'm mixing it up a little bit. So I have two pieces, obviously different designs. So I'm going to show you how to do this. It's super easy. It looks too complicated. Like when I first saw these, I thought, how do you do that? And then when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, that's so easy. Okay. So what you're going to do is grab your trimmer and you're going to do corner to corner. I'm just lining it right up on the track, the cutting track. Okay. Corner to corner, tip to tip. Oh, and I just moved it. So let's make sure I'm right where I need to be. Okay. And then I'm cutting it. And then kind of keep it together like it's still one piece. And you're going to do it again. And so you can see I'm kind of piecing it back to that rectangle shape because I want to cut it again corner to corner. So you'll have 4 pieces. This is the hardest part of it, is just making sure. And if it's not perfect, no one's gonna die from it. So now you can see I have 4 pieces, right? And I could easily just use that piece and flip it over to do what we did here, or I can use another piece. So I'm gonna just scoot this off. And we're going to cut another piece again. You guys are so quiet. What's going on? Let's see. So corner to corner. Again, I'm going to turn it like I haven't cut it. And put it back on the track, corner to corner. Oh my gosh, this is so easy, you guys. Like I said, this little piece of it's probably the hardest piece. Okay. And zoop. And now you have 4 pieces of this one. I'm going to get the trimmer out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. So I could just use these pieces if I wanted, and they would be perfectly wonderful if I used just these pieces. You can see how it falls together like this. Or I can switch it up a little bit. Like I wanted to switch it up just a little bit because I wanted some brightness in this. So I'm going to take those 2 pieces out and substitute them with these 2 pieces to kind of give it a little pop, if you will. So you're just going to have a 1/4 sheet of cardstock. So this is actually a 5 1/4 by 4. And then you're just going to line it up the way you want it. So you're going to go, oh, well, hello. And you're kind of creating, you know how you always have like a 1/4 inch frame or an 1/8 of an inch frame? Well, this would be a 1/4 inch frame around. So you want to do that. Okay, bear with me. Bear with me. Okay. So you can see I'm leaving a little white in between there, so that's good. And, you know, some people get really worked up about the patterns going the right way. I don't care. This actually worked out where it is going the right way. But if it wouldn't have, it would not have hurt my feelings at all. So then I'm going to this is a piece of Calypso Coral cardstock. And you guys do know, right? Like when you score it, like I pre-scored this. When you have a pre-score, you always fold into the mountain. So if you look at this, I don't know if you can see it in the camera or not, but you can see like the score is going in. And you can see then the bump or the mountain is on that side. So you always fold into the mountain. It gives you a better fold and it works with your paper grain, if you will. So then we're going to lay that on top like that. How easy was that? Did you just go, oh my gosh, really? And so we could use anything we wanted in the middle. I mean, we could make this into, we could even use what we did for, this is part I didn't plan. This, we could use this like what we did for the, this card here. Like, should I recreate the wheel? I don't think I need to, probably. So let's go ahead and grab my piercing pad. Where do you think that went? That's always the question once I do something. I don't know how I lose them. I really don't know how I lose them. This is not the one I was using, but I will use this one. Okay, and okay, because it's sitting on my laptop. Okay, so let's use, so these colors are, so this was the Sweet Symmetry. So the colors in the Sweet Symmetry, if I'm saying that right, are Bumblebee, Calypso Coral, Flirty Flamingo, Night of Navy, Just Jade, and Whisper White. So I think because my base is Calypso Coral, I was going to use that as an ink. Let's see if I can, oh, that's Pumpkin Pie. Calypso Coral, where are you? Well, maybe we won't use Calypso Coral. Bumblebee is another one we could use because that's Bumblebee. So why don't we do that? We'll use Bumblebee as the happy birthday. And what did I do with that stamp? Gosh, you guys, I just am up here doing whatever. Oh, there it is. Let's clean it real quick though, shall we? Because that would be super annoying if it mixed up inks. So we're gonna see how this looks. This is called Winging It Monday. I'm not loving it, so how about if we, okay, now I just huffed it. Let's see if that works. I'm not really loving that either. How about you guys? How about if we try, we're going to try one more color combo because I don't like that. And this is going to be somebody's birthday card, so I guess we got to kind of make it look nice, right? So let's go back. So this is Just Jade, and that's the green that's in there. I think I'm going to stamp off because it looks super dark. Yep, and we'll do this. Just Jade, yep, I think I like that. And then we're going to come through with Night of Navy. And we'll do the happy again. And that can be a little darker, right? Cute. How easy is that? And then we can do the exact same thing with our blend. We can take our ribbon, cut a piece of ribbon here, and we can color that any color we'd like. And I think I want to color it Jade. So, oh, that's Bermuda Bay. So this is the dark Jade. And I'm just going to do the exact same thing that we did. Sometimes I think we feel like we really have to like recreate the wheel when we are making cards. And all I did was change the pattern of the card. And I'm using the exact same concept. It's just not as, you know, it's just a little different. So let's look at that. So I'm copied that, right? Let's get this out of the way. And I'm just going to take this piece, wrap it around, and look at how different the color, just the color combo itself is so different. I think. I could be wrong. And then let's go ahead and we're going to trim. Oops, I'm just falling apart here, but that's nothing new. We're going to trim that piece, and then come in again with our dimensionals. Guys, this is so easy. And you have to get this stamp set. I love this stamp set. This Biggest Wish. Look at all the things you have. You know, you could do happy birthday the opposite way too if you wanted to. Hello friend. Happy thanks. I mean, you could do lots of things with it. I just like it for a birthday card. So then we're just gonna put that right across. And there you go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, you guys. Okay, that's it. That's Maker Monday. So go use up some of your designer series paper. Show me what you did over on Robin's Hood of Merry Makers. And don't forget, this is the last week of the designer series paper sale. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Stay cool and happy stamping.